One night in 1896, in the heart of New York City, a man was discovered wandering through the streets in a state of deep confusion and fear. Witnesses later said he looked lost, as if he had stepped into a world that made no sense to him. His eyes were wide, his movements were nervous, and his behavior felt completely out of place, even for a busy city filled with strange characters. He seemed terrified, not aggressive, not drunk, not mentally unstable in any obvious way, just deeply shocked by everything around him. What caught people's attention first was his clothing. It was unusual, not torn or dirty, but outdated in a way that felt wrong. The fabric, the style, the cut of the coat, none of it matched the fashion of the late 1800s, yet it also did not look like a costume. His shoes were old-fashioned, his buttons unfamiliar, and his hat belonged to another era. It was as if he had walked straight out of a different time. Then there was his accent. When he spoke, it didn't fit any known region. It didn't sound fully American, British, or European. Police officers and bystanders could not place it. His words were clear, but the tone and rhythm felt strange, like a language pattern that no longer existed. This alone made the situation unsettling. When the police finally stopped him and began asking basic questions, the man appeared cooperative but overwhelmed. He kept looking around, staring at electric streetlights, tall buildings, and moving vehicles with pure terror. When they asked him his name, he calmly answered, "Rudolph Fenz." That part did not seem strange at first. But when they asked where he was from, his response shocked everyone listening. He said he was from the year 1876. At first, the officers assumed he was joking, confused, or suffering from some form of delusion. But the man did not laugh. He did not smile. He looked genuinely afraid. He explained that he had stepped out for an evening walk, just like he had done many times before. One moment he was walking down familiar streets, and the next moment everything changed without warning. According to him, the world around him suddenly transformed. The streets became brighter than anything he had ever seen. The buildings were taller, made of materials he did not recognize. The sounds were louder, sharper, overwhelming. People rushed past him wearing unfamiliar clothes, speaking faster, using words and expressions that made no sense to him. Vehicles moved without horses. Lights glowed without flame. He said the city no longer felt real. Panic took over him. His heart raced. His mind could not process what was happening. Nothing matched his memory of the world. Every step made him feel more trapped. The harder he tried to understand, the more frightened he became. He believed something had gone terribly wrong with reality itself. Before the police could calm him down or figure out what was truly happening, the man broke free. Overcome by fear and confusion, he ran into the street without looking. In a world that felt alien and hostile to him, his instincts betrayed him. He was struck by a vehicle and killed instantly. What happened next is where the story turns truly unsettling. After his death, police searched his pockets and belongings. They found old currency that was no longer in circulation, business cards from companies that no longer existed, and a letter addressed to an unfamiliar street that could not be found on any modern map. None of the items appeared fake. Everything showed signs of age, not wear meant to deceive but genuine passage of time. Authorities decided to check historical records, and that's when things became impossible to ignore. They found documentation of a man named Rudolph Fenz who lived in New York in the 1800s. Records showed that this man disappeared in the year 1876 without any explanation. He left home for an evening walk and never returned. No body was found, no crime was reported. He simply vanished. The details matched. The name was the same. The age was the same. The physical description matched. The disappearance date aligned perfectly with the year the wandering man claimed to be from. A century separated the two events. There was no clear explanation, no physical proof of time travel, no scientific answer that could fully make sense of it. Only records, testimonies, and a deeply disturbing coincidence that refuses to settle comfortably in the mind. Some researchers later claimed the story was exaggerated or mythologized. Others argued it was a case of mistaken identity or fabricated journalism. Yet even skeptics admit that the tale refuses to disappear, resurfacing again and again because it touches something deeper than logic. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions about time, memory, and reality itself. Could a man really slip through time, accidentally crossing from one century into another. Could the human mind fabricate such a detailed illusion at the moment of death? Or is this simply the strangest coincidence ever recorded, shaped by rumor and retelling? What makes the story powerful is not whether it is true or false, but why it continues to haunt people. It exposes our fear that time may not be as stable as we believe, that reality might have cracks we do not yet understand, that one ordinary moment, like an evening walk, could place someone somewhere they were never meant to be. From my side, what makes this story fascinating is not the shock, but the quiet horror. There was no machine, no experiment, no intention, just a man walking, and then everything changed. If the story is a myth, it reflects our deep anxiety about losing control over time. If it is real, it suggests the universe may not follow the clean rules we rely on to feel safe. So what do you think? Time travel, coincidence, or myth? Comment your theory, because curiosity loves chaos.